This is a special presentation. Welcome to the Inside Track, presented by Red Shores. Here is your host, Rocky Skierman.
My special guest today on the Inside Track is driver Ken Murphy. Welcome, Kenny.
Hi, thanks very much for having me.
Let's start with some of your highlights in 2018. Take us through some of your favorite moments of last year.
Last year was a good year for me, and you'll see a race here a little later on here. I drove Mock the Sand 154, and that was a big trip for me, and because that was the fastest I've ever been, and that's the fastest he was ever been too, and he was a 10-year-old horse, so that's something special.
Quite a thrill, eh?
Yeah.
Everyone has a story about getting started in the harness racing business. Tell us about your story. I remember when you were just a little.
Oh, just a little time. I'm still only that big. It started a long time ago. I was, my father always had horses, so I was just, I'd walk from school every day after school. I'd go to school. I'd go to the track. I'd do my homework in the tack style, and then I go jog my horses, and then after that I'd be putting them away, and I'd do that right up to, like, when I was 14, I think I had my first drive on a matinee track, and it was actually in Surrey, and I won it, and I got a trophy and a fly sheet, and it was a big day there, and Boyd White owned the horse. T-Bear Dandy was the horse's name, and Boyd's been a family friend for our whole life, and he's like a grandfather to me. You know what I mean? He's a great fella. And so I went to the matinee circuit then pretty much. Like I went in St. Peter's. I drove in St. Peter's, and I drove in Summerside Raceway, and I used to get around with Bobby Craig and Bobby McDougall. I used to shoe a lot of horses in the countryside, and I met a lot of people that way. And I was driving horses in the matinee circuit, and I had my first pari-mutuel win was in 1999. I had it aboard BG Sugar Drop. Betty Gregan owned, and she's another family friend, owned that mare, and it was in 1999. It was a beautiful day in December, and a fast track, and I went in 212. and it was pretty cool because my first drive, first win. And then about a month later, it was year 2000, and Boyd White owned a horse called Dancerella, and the track put on a 2-mile race. The purse was $2,000 for the year 2000. So anyways, I won that race, and that was like my first stake race I won. And it was 4:26 and 3 was the 2-mile event, and I still remember that to this day, 19 years later, and I can't remember my wife's phone number. It's something else.
You've been putting up some solid numbers over the years. What do you like best about being a driver?
I just enjoy the horses and the speed, but I enjoy the people more than anything because. Everybody's got a story, and everyone loves their horse. You know what I mean? And that's the most important about it, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I love getting as much out of the horse I can for them, and I hope to see them next week.
Yep.
And I appreciate everyone who puts me on, you know.
Yep. You selected a race with Mock in the Sand with that monster mile in 154 and 2. Why did you pick that race?
Well, it's as fast as I've ever been around the oval, and it's as fast as he's ever gone around the oval, too, and he's a 10-year-old horse, and it's something for a 10-year-old horse to get a new record that's at that speed, you know. And Russell and Karen Noonan, they own the horse, and great people that have a horse for and to drive for. So I thought it was, it was pretty neat to get that mile in.
Thanks, Ken. All the best in 2019.
Right. Thanks, and I'd just like to take a shout out to my wife and my mom Eva and my mother-in-law Jill, because they helped me with my kids, and if I didn't have them, oh my God, you know what I mean? I couldn't do this, right?
For sure.
I just want to give them a shout out.
Yeah. What about Dad?
And the old fellow too, I guess. Yeah, throw him in there too.
Here is Mock in the Sand and Ken Murphy in that September winning mile.
7 preferred 2 Pacers moving in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. It is post time for the 11th. Now let's go back upstairs for the call to track announcer Vance Cameron.
Mock in the Sand, Winter Blast, Red Magician stars above. 3 Troots, Rocket Indy, Cartoon Daddy on the outside. It's the 11th race, and they're on the gate. Top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. The rough and pacing, Mock in the Sand, beauty beginning. Mock in the Sand at the rail, the leader, Winter Blast, second, Stars Above from the outside, third, Red Magician, into the turn, fourth, coming up fifth on the outside. That's Cartoon Daddy. Three Truths got away sixth. The trailer is Rockin' Indy, Mock in the Sand, Sirius on the lead for Kenny Murphy. From the outside in a whole heap of trouble. Stars Above caught out. Winter Blast of the rail, third, then in fourth. Red Magician from the outside, fifth. Cartoon Daddy, Three Truths is sixth. Trailing the field, Rockin' Indy. Boom! Just like that. 27-3 opener. Mock in the Sand put that one on the board. Kenny Murphy has him on the lead. Coming towards the opening half mile. Stars Above out all the way. Second, Winter Blast in the pocket, third. Cartoon Daddy out all the way on the outside, fourth. Then in fifth at the rail, Red Magician. Three Truths on the outside, now sixth. Trailing at the rail, Rockin' Indy, seventh. Opening half mile in 56-2. Arriving at 5. Mock in the Sand, the leader. Winter Blast reclaiming second. Cartoon Daddy, three wide, third. Stars Above starting to tire now in the middle. Then up the rail, Red Magician, three high is Three Truths. Rockin' Indy trailing. They go by three-quarters. Mock in the Sand. There. Three Truths now on the outside. He's second. Winter Blast to the rail, third. Red Magician coming fourth on the outside. 126-3 down at three-quarters. Mock in the Sand is still there. Three Truths on the outside. Red Magician. Here's the wire. Here's the winner. Mock in the Sand in line to Kenny Murphy. Second is Three Truths. Red Magician third. 154-2. Wow.
This has been a special presentation. The Inside Track was presented by Red Shores.